my love. Thank you for being here. First, let me say hi to everybody. Hi, Don Marie. Hi, Sharon, Lorisu, Zav, Gita, MG. Hi, Yellow, T-Bob, Robin. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Swati Duat, hi. Trying to acknowledge everybody. Hi, Mars, Mars 54, Yellow all. Thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate you coming and hang out with me. Hi, Tonya. Hi, Book Bewitch. So yes, tonight we might not stay long, depending on how long this session goes. Tonight I'm not doing any readings. I will be instead talking about pendulums, because in previous live stream I was asked to talk about those, because we had at the time a few people in the comments who said that their pendulums are not accurate sometimes. So I thought, okay, I should probably do a live, a video or a live where I show you all how I work with mine when I work with my pendulums. And everybody did agree to have it as a live stream, so here we are. I hope that the information that I'm going to give you all today will be as helpful to you as it has been to me. And of course, whenever whatever I show you on this channel is I don't claim it to be universal. I only show you what works with me, what has worked for me. So again, I want you to keep in mind that to be open and keep in mind that what worked for one person may not necessarily work for someone else. But with that being said, anything that I show you on this channel is what is true to me, what works for me, what has worked, and it is always my hope that it will help you and work for you as well. Before we proceed, I want to remind everyone in the chat room. Well, first of all, if this is your first time with us today, thank you for being with us. If it's your first time and you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell, because I'll be doing a lot of live streams moving forward, and also I do upload videos weekly. So you might definitely want to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified, so that to be notified whenever I upload new content or I come live. And also I want to remind us all of this challenge that we do have for the channel. We are trying to reach 2,000 subscribers by January 27th, 2021, because if that happens on my birthday, I would like to do a massive giveaway. And in that giveaway, one person will win a free Grand Tableau reading, and the other one will receive a free 30-day customized nutrition plan. Hi, Janet. And of course, I will give the rules on how to enter this giveaway in January, if by then the 2,000 subscribers mark is happening. So with that being said, I'm calling on everybody here to help the channel reach that milestone by sharing the videos, share the video, because the more people discover the channel, the higher the chances of reaching this milestone, and the higher the chances of this giveaway happening. So thank you so much for that. Let's see here. Also, I want to say, I'll touch on it a little bit later on too, but I also want to remind everybody that on Thursdays, we do have on this channel, Thursday mornings, we do have political readings, well, current event readings. So we have one tomorrow, and it should appear on your screen anytime, any seconds now. Tomorrow we will be live with Debbie at Freebird Spirit and Caitlin, and we will take questions on current events. And current events include politics, celebrity, so anything that is not personal reading. So that's what we will be doing tomorrow and what we do on Thursdays. Last but not least, this coming Friday, I will be going live from this channel with a special guest, and that will be Chris from Celestial Chris Tarot. So we will go live from this channel on Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. On your screen, you have the different time, the time based on wherever you are. If you are Pacific time, Mountain time, Central time, or Eastern time. So that's what will be happening on Friday, and we will be taking any type of any questions that will be thrown at us, whether you all, my love, want to talk about. We will cover it on Friday with Chris. So I'm so excited about it. Yes. So as I said, today what we are going to be doing, we're going to be talking about pendulum, of course. I'm going to tell you briefly, well, many of you who are here with us probably know what a pendulum is. So we talk about what a pendulum is, how they work, and don't worry, I won't give you the super duper long theory that will probably make you fall asleep. I'll make it short so that we will move to the meat of the stream. Then I tell you when to use a pendulum, like, roughly when it's appropriate to use a pendulum and when it's not, how to choose a pendulum to work with, because this is also a step where many people get wrong. Many people, you have some people who pick pendulum just because they like them, but the pendulum itself is not meant to work with them, and then they ask, they wonder why the answers are not accurate. So that's an example of that. Then I will show you how I use my pendulum, and then from there I also give you some questions with pendulum. And of course, if you have questions, hi greeter, if you have any questions, please feel free, don't be shy, feel free to ask them, and I will try my best to answer those questions. So before we start, any questions in the chat room? So I want to also touch on the one point with the moderators. We did have a little on Tuesday evening. Monday evening, we did have a little nuisance in the stream because we had a troll. So I want to ask the moderator again. Well, first of all, thank you so much, moderators, for taking care of the chat. Hi, Georgie Moon. Thank you for taking care of the chat. But also, I want the moderator to really be really be vigilant. If we have a troll, some trolls comes in as, they fake their their personality until later on when they reveal their true colors. But if you see trolls, no question asked, block them from the channel. And yes, Georgie Moon. So yes, and I think we are actually. Oh yeah, Robin, you miss quite a lot of action here. And for those of you who are coming to the channel and wondering why everybody is a moderator, that's because yes, T-Barb, Ted Bundy was a troll. But yes, a lot of you, if you are new here, you may be wondering why so many moderators. There's a reason for that. 3 weeks ago or 4, we had one of those lives on Thursday morning. We had at least 37 trolls in the chat room. So 37 trolls coming one after the other. We needed help. So now we prepared. Almost everybody in here is a moderator. And I do promote people to moderator as we go as well. So thank you so much, moderators, for keeping on your feet and being so helpful. So yay. Oh, and of course I did forget again. You should remind me, moderators, when I forget the music. So, all right. What is a pendulum? A pendulum is literally any weight that is attached to a length, and by that I mean, actually, I need to show you what I'm trying to say here. So yes, a pendulum is any weight attached to a length. Like this is a pendulum, and you have a weight, a string or a chain, or a rope. Anything that has this form that holds onto a weight is a pendulum. And you can even make your own. You can make your own with a necklace, or get one of these, or even tie a rope to a stone. So they're really easy to make. How do they work? I'm not going to dive too deep in how they. Thank you, T-Barb. I'm not going to dive too deep into how they work, but generally they usually work with energy, and energy here includes your energy as well as the energy of your surrounding. So when Book Bewitch said yes, Book Bewitch. When to use a pendulum? Honestly, you want to use. Well, in my opinion, you do want to use a pendulum if you want some clarity. If you have straight yes or no questions, you can ask. Hi, I'm Armstrong. You can definitely use your pendulum for that. I do use my pendulum a lot for energy work. Energy work, I mean by that chakra balancing. You know, if you want to check with the pendulum, whether your chakras are aligned or not, or which chakra needs more assistance than the other. Pendulums are really good for that. And also, when you do use your pendulum, one thing you definitely want is to be specific. You want to be as specific as possible when you work with your pendulum. And you also want to keep in mind that pendulums are not like well, first of all, I should say pendulum. Anyone can use a pendulum, so it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter what religion you are, or whether you have a religion or not. It really doesn't matter. A pendulum is just that. It has no denomination, no attached to religion or whatsoever. And also, yes, I said you want to be specific. So and here is actually talking about being specific when working with a pendulum. This is actually where my trick comes into play, because I personalized the way I work with my pendulum. Many people would tell you pendulums take yes or no and maybe, but I actually have four things that I check for when I work with my pendulum, and I touch on that further down the road. So now, how do you choose a pendulum to work with? I said earlier that this is a step that many people miss. Hi, Ashley. And the reason why many people miss this step, I mean, it's not that it's not their fault most of the time, because most of the time they don't know. How to choose a pendulum is, yes, you may find a pendulum, like let's say you walk into a metaphysical store and you go in the pendulum section and you see one that that looks so pretty to you. Well, not because you liked a pendulum that it means that it is ready to work with you or that it will ever work with you. And the reason why I say that is, I, for instance, am very sensitive, so I do feel any type of crystal, I do feel them, and there are definitely some crystal and some stone that I cannot work with, because when I touch them, they just feel like I just have this burning sensation, as if they're literally burning my hand. So if a stone is has that effect on me, I would definitely stay away from it. So now, if you are not as sensitive, or you are not just because you're not sensitive, that it means that you cannot choose a pendulum. What else? So one way to choose your pendulum is go with your instinct. So you go to your instinct. Usually the stones will attract you, will appeal to you. So it will call. I'd say it will call your name, and it's up to you whether you answer or not. So that is one way to definitely choose your pendulum. But then you have to. It doesn't stop. It doesn't just stop there. If you when you see a pendulum that you think that you resonate with, you also want, before you take it home or you even buy it, I would suggest that you test it before you even take it with you. And by testing it, I mean, really, you want to ask those. You want the pendulum. You want to ask the pendulum whether you can work with it or not, and by that you want to ask the pendulum to show you what how it swings for a yes, how it swings for a no, and then once you have those two, ask the question whether you can work with it or not, and let the pendulum swing and show you and answer that question for you. So, ciao Xavier, bon dodo, et je te verrai plus tard. Bisous à toi. Sorry all. Zav is on his way to bed. So that is definitely what you want to do when you work with well, at least that is what I do whenever I go and select a pendulum before I buy one. And how I use mine. Now, how I use mine is, I'm actually going to bring to okay, so how I show you this pendulum. I have 3 of them, and I told you earlier that I did personalize mine before working with it. I always do, and I honestly would recommend that you do in order to reduce the inaccuracy. First of all, you want to bond with your pendulum, because if your pendulum is not accustomed to your energy, it could cause it to give you inaccurate answers. So I personalize my pendulum, and I don't have a particular bond with it, like with everything that I own, really, because everything that I own, I am because I do believe that energy is everywhere and everything has energy. So my pendulum, actually, I named them. I call all of them Mr. P. It just popped up once. I was playing with one of them, and the name Mr. P just popped up, and I stuck with it. So other than that, you also want to calibrate it. You definitely want to calibrate it every. Hi, Nicola. You definitely want to calibrate your pendulum every time. And by calibration, I mean, yes, some people actually say, yes, the pendulum swing a certain way for yes, no, and maybe. But just because you have that knowledge, that it means that you can just pick up your pendulum and just start working with it. Because as I said earlier, the pendulum works with your energy as well as the energy of your surrounding. That means if your pendulum has been sitting on the table for a few days, the energies around the pendulum and in your house, in the room where it's been sitting, the pendulum has picked up on that. So you picking up that pendulum and starting working with it before you even calibrate it, this is increasing the chances for you to have inaccurate answers. So how I calibrate my my pendulum? Before I do that before I use the pendulum. Every time I want to work with my pendulum, I ask it. I do calibrate it by asking it 4 questions. Many people have yes, no, or even a maybe, but maybe you want to take note of this and start using it as well, because I do have a yes. I ask the pendulum to swing for 4 things. One is a yes, the other one is a no, the third one is reformulate your question, and the 4th one is access denied. And why do I have those extra 2 and not a maybe? Because Nicola, I wasn't defending him per se. I wasn't defending anyone on Tuesday night. I just wanted to say anyone who started the chaos that was going on in the room needed to stop it. So I didn't take a part on on Monday night, but yes, Gritter, he was confusing with what he was saying, and to me, I may be wrong. To me, he's a troll, because having the name of a serial killer and using the image of that serial killer, that's too much of a coincidence, and honestly I don't believe in coincidence, so he was definitely a troll. So that's why I saw he was removed from the chat. So thank you to the moderator who did that. But yes, to come back to T-Bob, I believe so. I think he is. I think he is. To come back to what I was saying, I was saying yes. I always want my pendulum to show me to show me how it swings for a yes, and how it swings for a no, how it swings for reformulate the question, because yeah, reformulate the question, and how it swings for access denied. And reformulate the question and access denied are the two personalizations that I've added to my pendulum. And also having those high order intuitive tarot and having those as well help me keep my question as specific as possible, because there are questions that the pendulum cannot ask. And also when you work with high song to sing, thank you so much, order intuitive tarot. Today I'm not taking questions, but I will tomorrow morning at 11 for political questions, and on Friday at the same time, this same time on Friday, I will be taking questions then. So yes, and that is what I do call calibrating the pendulum. So how to use what to use your pendulum? Well, I just told you how I use mine. You can definitely ask it to swing a certain way for either yes, no, or access denied, or reformulate the question. But usually I don't. I let it swing however it wants. But you're welcome, Ordi Intuitive Tarot. But ever since I've been working with my pendulum, swinging forward has always been a yes for me. Swinging sideways has always been a no. For reformulate the question, it will always swing in a circular motion, and for access denied, it would just stop. But even knowing that, I still ask the pendulum to do that move before, to make those swings before I start working with it. And after I have, because that is what I call calibrating your pendulum. And then before asking my questions, what I do next is I test the pendulum. So I ask questions that I know are true or false, and questions that are not specific in order to reformulate the question, and also questions that I know I shouldn't be knowing to test access denied. So this is pretty. Okay, so T-Barb says that's how. Yes, T-Barb says that's how hers is programmed as well, but she never did access denied. Yes. Hi, Kathy. Yes, T-Barb. I did tell you. I was gonna give you the tricks that I use to work with my pendulum. And it's funny sometimes, you know, especially when you ask questions and you just see how it swings, and it can be pretty funny. So okay. So I told you. Now I want to give you a little bit of cautions, because awesome. Georgie Moon says she does that too. Yes, you do that good. Great job, Georgie. You definitely want to do it as much as possible. And a little bit of cautions that I want to give before we even move to, before I show you, I calibrate one of these pendulum in front of you. So a few words of caution here is, yes, before you start working with your pendulum, you definitely want to ask your guides for protection. You want to shield yourself from any external negative energies that could come into your space. Usually how I do that is, yes, I shield myself and surround myself with a white light, and I ask my pendulum, I ask my guides to give me answers through the pendulum, and I ask that those questions, those answers be the answers that I need to know, and not necessarily those that I want to know, which means that give it to me as it is. And I also ask, I said, as a protection already, and also ask that the answers be as accurate and as clear as possible in a way that I can understand. And the reason why I add that in a way that I can understand is because I do have some of my guides, sometimes when they speak or when they show me message, I do not understand right away, because it's not that it's too vague, it's just that at the time it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't seem to make sense to me. So that's why I always ask that in a way I can understand, to make sure that, yeah, however you want to relay that information, make sure that it's in a way that I can understand. Because if I'm in a situation where I need to help someone, they need a clear answer. Another piece of advice that I will, yes, Georgie says she always asks for the truth. Exactly, that's what you always want to be doing. Another thing that you also want to do when you work with your pendulum is to be courteous. And by that I mean, yes, the pendulum is a tool that you can take pretty much anywhere. You can take it with you anywhere: the store, the grocery stores, the library, parties, you name it. But at the same time, you need to understand that if you are asking for questions to your guides and ask them to show you those answers through the pendulum, you want to be courteous, because even though your guides are working with you, they do not work for you. So you need to be respectful in how you treat, first of all, the pendulum and also them. And so, yes, Tibor says you get answer. We just have yes, no, maybe, and you hear your guides. Yes, Tibor. I have yes, no, reformulate the question, and access denied. And access denied is for the questions. You will see one of those questions. The question where sometimes we ask questions that we shouldn't be know. I mean, we don't have the right at that time to know, or we don't have the right to know at all. That's why I added the access denied. And you also want another thing that I would say. You also want to understand that pendulums are not for communication between words, because with pendulum it can be easy, if you are not cautious, it can be easy to open that door to other words. And so you definitely don't want to use your pendulum to do that, or to try to connect with the dead, for instance. And the reason why I mentioned that is because I actually do know someone who did so. and she ended up having issues later on because she was so obsessed with a man, and the man has had so many issues, and she thought that it was her job to fix the man, when all of us kept telling her, look, he is on his own journey. If he needs fixing, it has to come from himself. And she went ahead, picked up one of her chain necklace, and used it as a pendulum, and she opened a door because she absolutely wanted to reach out for the man's mother, because she thought, oh, because the mom, he had such a great connection with his mom, maybe if she comes through and he gets to talk to her again, things will be fine, and he will end up accepting her too in his life. So long story short, it went pretty bad. It went pretty bad for her, and luckily we were able to find someone who could actually not only rid her of all the entities that she had brought forward and had stuck to her aura. We found someone who was able to rid her of that, but also was able to close that door that she had opened. So definitely, you want to be careful with that. You don't want to use. You definitely don't want, at least I would not advise you to use the pendulum for things that hi Chris, for things that you are not, you are not prepared to work with. So with this being said, before I actually go ahead and show you and calibrate one of these pendulum in front of you, does anyone have a question? So I don't see any question for now. You're so very welcome, Georgie. Georgie says thank you for all the information. You're very welcome, Georgie. So I'm going to use. Thank you, Georgie. I'm going to use this one right here. And another thing that I forgot to say with the pendulums is some of them have, as you see on this one has a pretty long chain. So the longer the chain, and sometimes the slower your pendulum will be swinging, and the shorter the chain, the faster it may swing. And usually I don't like it when the chain is too short, because when it's too short, then the pendulum swings way too much, and that can also destabilize the accuracy in the way it swings. But there is definitely another way that you can. One of the way I actually when I like to use a pendulum, I like to keep the hand that is holding the pendulum. I like to have it resting from the elbow. I like to have it resting on the table, because I just find that this position is very stable. Because you definitely don't want to be moving your hand, because it's not your hand that is supposed to be doing the move. It's the pendulum itself you should let the pendulum swing freely and not give it that extra help with your hands. So you're very welcome, Robin. So I usually have my hand resting on the table, and the other hand, the free hand. If by working with the pendulum and the move is way too slow, sometimes it can also be because it is picking energy around you. What I like to do for it to pick up my energy as well is I like to put the other hand below, because there is energy here coming out there that the pendulum is picking, and from that it moves better. Sorry, actually we're not doing question. So yes, let's go ahead and calibrate this one and have some fun with it. The reason why I put this notebook here is so that you can see hopefully how it swings, because this red background can make it difficult to see, and I hope that with the camera above you could also see what it could look like. So this one I said, how I hold my pendulum. I have a thing, especially from working with a malabid. I don't know if you are familiar with malabid. This is it looks like a necklace, but it is used by Buddhists, for instance. They use that to pray. And when they use the malabid to count each malabid, they never use the index. And the reason why you don't use the index is because this is the index represents the ego. So you definitely want to keep your ego away when you do all type of energy work. Because honestly, ego is unnecessary when you do this type of work. So that means this is usually how I use my pendulum. Sorry, my microphone is on the way. And as you see for this one is pretty lengthy. So when it's lengthy like that, when it's lengthy like that, I like to bring it a little to about this distance and wrap that around my finger and just leave it from there. And now I'm ready to go. So let's see if okay, so it looks like on that. So I'm going to bring this camera a little bit so that you will see it swing as well. So one way you can ask your question is either speak up the words or ask it in your mind. Or another way, a third way that I usually like to do is also with my fingers. So we're actually going to start with the fingers. I pick one finger, let's say this finger for yes, this one for the index for no, and the third one for reformulate the question, and then the fourth one, or actually the fifth one, for access denied. And what I do is just swing whichever finger under the pendulum and just let it show me how it swings for it. So I said we are going to go with the thumb is yes, the index is no. The third finger, this one right here, that is reformulate the question. And this one here is, this one here, the pinky, is access denied. So now my pendulum seems to be quiet enough. And my hand, sorry, you don't see that. My hand is actually on the, if you want to see the whole thing, on the table, as you can see for clarity. And okay, gonna try to have this show on the second camera. So we said here, this one, the thumb, this is a yes, no. This one, sorry, the third one is reformulate the question. The pinky is access denied. So let's have our first run. And we're going to have Mr. P show us how it swings for yes. So for yes, you see that we have a back and forth. This we said, yeah, this one we said that was no. So just have it shut down a little bit. Okay, so we have side to side for no. Oh, sorry, you don't see it quite well. So that is no. So far we know back and forth is yes, sideways is no. So the third one, the third finger here, we said that was reformulate the question. So let's see how it swings for reformulate the question. So as you see, for reformulate the question, it goes in a circular motion. And last one, access denied. And if you have a question, if you still have questions about why access denied, keep watching, because I'm going to ask 4 questions that that will go with each of those 4 answers. So access denied. And as you can see, for access denied, it stopped. So to recapitulate, we have forward motion is for yes, back and forth, yes, sideways we have no, in circle, clockwise, that is reformulate the question, and for access denied, it stopped. So a question that is whose answer is true is my name Lola. Let's go with that one, right? So I have my hand beneath. For again, I wanted to pick up my energy as well as the energy around. And now, oops, sorry, you don't see. So I ask again, wait, hold on. Is my name Lola? So we have a clear yes. Hey, Clarence. And now a question that we know to be, at least the answer should be a no. Am I a man? Mr. P, am I a man? So we have a straight no for that. Okay, this is where it gets really interesting. I live in Greensboro, North Carolina, so I'm going to ask a question about that. Mr. P, is it sunny? So as you can see, it's going in a circular motion. So why is it going in a circular motion when I ask if it is sunny? Because remember, circular motions mean reformulate the question, and the question here, is it sunny? That's not specific. So let's now ask a more specific question. Yeah, let's ask the same question by being more specific. Mr. P, is it Mr. P, is it sunny in Greensboro, North Carolina right now? And we have a straight no. And why do we have a straight no? Because it's not sunny in Greensboro, North Carolina at this time. It is actually, we're going toward nighttime. So that's why I have that reformulate the question, and that's also to show you how why you need to be specific with the pendulum. No, let's ask the fourth question for access denied. T-Barb say, I got it. Yes, you want to be specific with your pendulum if you want specific and clear answer. We have one more to go, which is access denied. So let's see. Let's be nosy. And I want to know if I would die in my sleep tonight. How does that sound? Cool, right? So we said this was access denied and it stopped. So let's see again. Actually, let me move it a little bit. Okay. So, Mr. P, am I dying tonight? And you see, all of a sudden, it stopped. So, do you all see now why I have those extra two? Do you have any question about how I calibrated this pendulum? Any questions? T-Barb says it told you no. Excuse me, so T-Barb, that is why, excuse me, so that is why I do have, oh yeah, Book Bewitch. Book Bewitch says it freaking worked. Yes. So that's why, that's why I do not limit myself to just yes and no, or yes, no, and maybe, because maybe to me is not an answer. I want when I came up with reformulate the question for myself and also access denied was because T-Barb says, mine said you are not dying in your sleep tonight. Because with only yes or no, you are very limited. So when you have only yes or no, that tells you, okay, if you ask a question that you're not supposed to know the answer to, like regarding your death or the death of someone else, these are things we are not supposed to know. So if you just limit your pendulum to yes or no, it's going to give you a no. Not necessarily even if you, well, I don't know anyone who've used it and asked if they're dying when they were actually dying. On the same day. But if you limit your pendulum to yes or no, it might give you inaccurate answers a bunch of time, because let's say if you ask a question that was not specific, it's going to swing a certain way. And if you don't have a way to know how it swings for you to even know if you are on the right track asking your question, you are kind of shooting yourself in the foot. So that's why you have to reformulate the question. You saw I asked, is it sunny? Is it sunny? That's a question that is too broad. Is it sunny where? Where do you want to know if it's sunny? In Greensboro right now, it might be night, but somewhere in the world, it might be sunny there. So where do you want? So you ask, is it sunny? Your pendulum is like, where do you want to know if it's sunny? Say, okay, is it sunny in Greensboro? And you want to be, and you heard it, I was as specific as I could be. Is it sunny in Greensboro, North Carolina right now. And why Greensboro, North Carolina? Because there might be another city that is called Greensboro. I don't know. I grew up in Switzerland, Geneva, Switzerland. There is a Geneva in New York. There is a Geneva in Florida. So me asking, is it sunny in Geneva? That's not specific enough, because now the pendulum is like, okay, which Geneva? So I hope you're trying to see what you are understanding what I'm saying. Hi, Crystal. Oh no, Nicola, I'm so sorry. You just spilled your banana milk all over your keyboard. I'm sorry about that. Yes, Book Bewitch is asking a question. Questions on choosing pendulum online and on choosing stone. Different levels of understanding how fast we move. Okay, if you are... Thank you so much, Georgie Moon. Georgie has to go. Yes, you're very welcome, Georgie. I hope this information was valuable to you, and that moving forward, working with your pendulum, it will help. Thank you, Georgie, for stopping by, and I hope to see you either tomorrow morning or Friday evening. Bye, Georgie. Yes, Book Bewitch. If you buy your pendulum or crystal in online, well, first of all, you want to be careful. But it's a little trickier when you buy them online versus when you actually go to a store where you can feel those. But when you buy online, first of all, you want to make sure that these are real ones that you are getting, because a lot of stones out there are not real crystal. So this is you want to make sure that where you are buying from is a reputable online store that does sell real crystal. And also, when it comes to pendulums, if you already have one, you can test whichever pendulum. You can test it with your current pendulum. You calibrate it, and then you ask once after you calibrated your pendulum. You ask if the one that you have in front of you is the right one for you, and see how the pendulum is swinging. That is in the event that you already have a pendulum when you buy one. Another thing is, look for, if you already have stones that you've been working with. A good place to start when buying pendulum is check the stone that you are already working with. Because when you know stones that are already accustomed to working with you, it's easier, because then you don't have you eliminate the possibility of the pendulum coming in a stone that may reject you. Book Bewitch says another question was asked about the type of stone. Okay, the type of stone that you may buy. I have 3 here. This one here is Angel Aura. This one is Lapis Lazuli, and this one was actually my very first pendulum, and this one is clear quartz. Pendulums exist in so many stones. You can have one in black onyx. You can have any type of quartz, whether rose quartz or clear quartz, or even amethyst. You have a bunch of different stones. Now, what I was saying for the previous question is, if you are buying online, you want to make sure that if you've already been working with a stone, you want to get a stone that you are accustomed to work with. And the reason for that is, I mean, you don't have to, but I suggest it because that eliminates the possibility of that stone rejecting you. If you are already working with tiger eye, for instance, and you see a pendulum, you see a tiger eye pendulum, that could be your first go. You can definitely also start with clay crystal because, as far as I know, I've never I've never heard of anyone that had any type of rejection with clay crystal. I personally have had rejection with some other stone, but clay quartz. So this is also another way, another stone to start with, clay quartz, just because it's universal and you can definitely use clay quartz for almost everything. Like even on all your chakras, there are stones that works better with different chakras, but clay quartz, you can use it for all of them. So that makes it universal and a very good place to start. Book Bewitch, the shape doesn't matter. The shape really doesn't matter. Many of them are shaped in a way that they have a point. You look at this one, for instance. If I put it, bringing this closer, you look at the lapis lazuli one and this one. They are kind of different in shape, but the only thing that they have in common is the point. So most of them are always going to have a point, but you can use the pendulum with a round shape. It doesn't have to be in this. It doesn't have to be in this shape for it to work. All you need for to make a pendulum is a weighted object and a string or a chain or a rope, whatever is going to hold onto that weight, and you're good to go. Tiba, opalite is not bad per se. Opalite is I wouldn't say it is bad. Is how do you work with opalite? Because that comes down to it. Tonya is asking, is there any rules when using pendulum? Like, don't cross your legs, because I know when people use tarot, they say don't cross your legs. People, Tonya, I want to say yes and no. And the reason why I say yes and no is the reason I say yes is I mean, the answer will be a yes for people who like to develop rules for themselves. But just because they have rules for themselves, that it means it applies across board. I personally like to have my feet grounded to the floor, to the ground, because again, I'm very sensitive and I want to make sure that when I work with with my pendulum, or even when I read cards, whenever I work in my spirituality, I want to make sure that I am grounded to I am grounded, so I'm using also the energy flowing through the earth to me, and I use that in my work as well. So that's why for me per se, I don't cross my arms, I don't cross my my feet either. Hi, Big Cheese. So if you are comfortable with crossing your legs when you work with a pendulum, I like to say, when it comes to spirituality, there are some etiquettes, yes, but there is no right and wrong. Because spirituality is unique to each individual, and you want to do what resonates with you rather than what resonate for others, because what resonates with me may not resonate with you. when I meditate sitting on the floor, I do cross my leg. I sit in a lotus position, and that the lotus position, the legs are crossed. When I read, I mean, I've had instances where I read cards with my leg crossed, because I'm either in a half lotus position or full lotus position. So really, when it comes to spirituality, you want to do what rings with you more. If you're comfortable sitting a certain way and crossing your legs, that is fine. If you want to have them flat on the floor, because you want to absorb that energy, and not just because you are sitting with your feet flat on the floor, that it means it's the only way to absorb the energy from the ground. It's not. Even sitting on the ground with your leg crossed, you're still picking up energy from the ground, from your butt, because you're sitting. Yeah. So that will be why the answer will be no. So really, yes, there is no rules when using the pendulum. Do what resonates with you. Yeah, do what resonates with you. You definitely want to personalize your pendulum for you, because you are the one working with it. It's your energy on top of the energy around, but it's your energy first and foremost. So you are the one who is bonding with this pendulum. I hope that answered your question. Okay, so it answered your question. Any more questions? So Bugby will say, I love opalite. Want an opalite mala with amethyst and pearl. Oh, Bugby wish, that would be a really pretty mala bead. That definitely would be a good mala. I have a few of them. Well, they're not close by, but I do have a few of them with different stones. I love mala beads. So I am scrolling through, and Tibor said, I have it all over my house because, okay, Tibor has opalite all over her house because she loves it. She has a worry stone of it too that her grandson used to hold as his magic stone to calm him down. That sounds sweet. It is a calming stone. T-barb it definitely is. So Book Bewitch is asking, will I teach how to use a mala too? Of course, if this is something that you want to know about, I will actually feel honored to show you how to work with a mala bit. It's really simple. Well, simple is objective, but yes, as I said earlier, I do have a few of them, and I work with mala beads a lot, mainly because I chant mantras a lot, and the reason why I chant my mantras with the mala bead is because I go about it with the number of the beads, which is 108 times. But yes, I definitely talk about mala beads and show you how I work with them in a previous live stream. That definitely be cool. So T-Borb says, I've been watching videos on how to make them. I have lots of yeah. Absolutely. If you all have no more questions, I want again to remind everybody, yes, if you are new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. And you definitely want to click the bell as well, so that whenever I go live, you will be notified. You know about it when I go live or upload new content. And also I want to remind everybody here that tomorrow, let me see if I find that poster. Oh, my bad. That poster for tomorrow, yes, tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, we do have a live stream on this channel, and these are current events. So this is where we take political questions. Yeah, we take political questions, the mundane questions that have to do with the mundane. And so, if I would say if you plan to attend this reading tomorrow morning, please get your questions ready, political questions ready, and we will be answering them tomorrow. And also on Friday, we will be live again at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. That is 3 p.m. Pacific Time, 4 p.m. Mountain Time, 5 p.m. Central Time, and 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We will be live with Chris from Celestial Chris Tarot. And at that time, we will be answering all the questions that you will have, whether political or personal, and all. So, to come back to, I'm reading, so Book Bewitch is saying she loved this. She's never gotten a pendulum to work. And oh, I hope, thank you so much, Book Bewitch. I hope now you are ready to work with a pendulum. I mean, you can, before you even buy one, you can use a necklace with a necklace that has a pendant. You can use that to practice before you even start. Go ahead and purchase one. And yes, and if you have any, I mean, feel free to calibrate your pendulum to what I showed tonight with yes, no, reformulate the question, reformulate the question, and access denied. Feel free to use those four. I mean, they've been working to me, using those four answers with the pendulum has definitely reduced the possibilities of inaccurate answer. Oh, and I forgot, I'm thinking about it right now. After you calibrate your pendulum the way we did, what I want to do next is, what I usually do next is, also I do ask the pendulum if it is available to work at that time that I'm working with it. Because if it swings for no, I'm not using it. Because if it says it's not available, I switch pendulum and I recalibrate again. And before I ask my question, I ask again, are you available to work? And if all of them say no, I know, okay, that's not the time to use the pendulum. Robin, Katie said, thank you so much for everything. You are very welcome, Katie. Thank you for coming over. Robin says, thanks so much, Lola. So informative. I love this. Now I need to buy one. Keep me posted, Robin. You are very welcome. Yes. You are, I mean, they are fun to work with. Pendulums are definitely fun to work with. I love working with pendulum, and as I said in the beginning of the video, I usually use my pendulum for it. I mean, I use it most of the time for energy work. So if I need to rebalance chakras, for instance, that's usually how they get, when they get busy. So I think Hi Pizza 5.0. I keep missing this. MG is say oh, so glad you share with us. Thank you for allowing me to share all this information for with you. And please make posts when you're going on other channels. I definitely yes, I try to do that very often. And also the other channels, when they have me on their channel, they do make posts as well. But yes, MG, I definitely put posts. And when I have access to the community tab, it will be even easier, because you unlock the community tab when you have when you reach 1,000 subscribers. So hopefully that is soon, because right now we are at 689 subscribers. So hopefully soon we get to unlock the community tab and put them which will allow me to communicate better with all of you, my loves. And oh, Book Bewitch is asking, chakra is an area I could use education too. Okay, so Book Bewitch will want me to talk about chakras. And yes, if this is something that you are definitely interested to hear me talk about, I can definitely provide that. I could do a video, make a video, a stream like this one, and we would just talk about the chakras and possibly even the stone, the crystals that will work with or that work best with each different chakras. That'd be awesome to talk about. Thank you so much, MG. MJ says, I will get there, meaning getting to 1,000 subscribers. The word needs to get to know me. My energy is up your aura. Thank you so much, MJ. Thank you. Yes, I try my best to give you the information that I have, because I believe we should share. If you have a gift, share it away. There are people who need to know about it too. And Katie say, yeah, that'd be great. Okay, yes, Katie, we will definitely talk about more of those topics, whether it is crystals or chakras or whatever you have you want me to talk about. Just, yeah, you have a suggestion, just share it, and we go from there. So Tibor says, yes, I love all this stuff. My third eye is slam shut. Tibor, but don't feel your third eye being completely shut. Maybe halfway or right about there, but it doesn't mean that you cannot fully open it. But one thing I need to say though is, before you even try to open your third eye fully, you need to ask yourself if this is what you truly want, because once it's open, and well, of course you can work toward shutting it off again, but once it's open, you see, like see with a big S. So you want to ask yourself if this is something that you really want, because it is definitely life-changing. So Robin says she would love to know how to open her third eye. Like Chibob. Okay, I can definitely I'll definitely take note of all this, and we will we will talk about all those topics, how to open your third eye. Just keep at it and it will pay off. Oh, thank you, MJ. MJ is encouraging me. She keep at it and it will pay off, because you need us to give your energy back. You give you energy back in the form of your channel being monetized and super chat. Thank you so much, MJ. Oh, Chivor is like, yes, I want it open. I keep trying. Yes, T-Barb, your third eye is not completely shut. It's and I'm not just saying that to ease your mind. I've always ever since I met you here on YouTube, I've always seen that third eye. Even sometime working when you don't what I try to say is you don't have like fully control of it, but it's not fully shut. Robin says, I just bought a book about the third eye. I haven't read any of it yet though. Maybe Robin, you should start reading that book. Yes, this sound all fun. So yes, again, everybody who came out tonight to the chat, thank you so much. Thank you for allowing me to share my gift with you. Thank you for being so welcoming. And of course, if you like what you see on the channel, please leave thumbs ups because that helps the channel and it does help me too. And also share the contents that you see in the video. Share them, because again, the more people discover the channel, the higher the chances of getting more subscribers. And again, that helps the channels and that helps me. So yes, I will be back tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Time with Debbie from Freebird Spirit and Kathleen. We all love those two ladies, so we'll be reading tomorrow, the three of us again. So yes, if you plan to attend, please prepare your political questions, and we always have fun in those streams anyways. And if you cannot make tomorrow, there's always Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, where I will be going live with Chris at Celestial Chris Tarot. And that is, we will be taking any type of questions, whether political or personal or mystery, whatever you throw at us, we will answer. So, Book Bewitch says she's honored. She's honored, and I bless her. Oh, thank you so much, Book Bewitch. It's, yeah, likewise, it is mutual. So yes, Robin, what book is that? The book about the third eye. Which one is it? Okay, so Robin says it is Third Eye Awakening by Mary Silva. I put that on screen so that whoever will watch the live stream will have that information, the information about the book as well. So the book about the third eye is Third Eye Awakening by Mary Silva. And T-Barb says, oh, you're very welcome, T-Barb. T-Barb said, thank you so much, Lola. Send this video to my daughter. I hope she follows you. Thank you so much, T-Barb. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Book Bewitch says, thumbs ups are closely monitored by YouTube. Yes, YouTube monitor the interaction with the videos, so the more thumbs up and the more views, the better it is. And because then it can share the video all over the platform to more people. So yay! So thank you again all for coming on this evening. Thank you for your company. This was a lot of fun. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I will see you tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Take care all. I love you. Keep safe and see you soon. Bye. Mwah.